Hello everybody, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. Thank you so much for coming to my video. We are going to have a look at how I change watch batteries. Now, many of the watches I get at yard sales and thrift stores. I don't pay more than $1 or so. I have been changing watch batteries for a long time. I'm going to show you how I do it. Of course, if I had an expensive watch or a gold watch or something like that, I would not be attempting to do this on my own. I would take that to a jeweler, but just for regular old watches, I have been doing this very, very successfully for a long time. Let's take a look at some of the tools I might use. This is a press, a watch press. I'm going to show you how to work that. This is how we take the backs off of some of our watches. This is how we take the bands apart when we need to. And sometimes I use these for things. I have this, I'll show you what that is and how that works. And then of course I have lots and lots of little screwdrivers and things like that. Here's an end that I use to, well, I think I'm going to be using this in the video, so we'll take a look at that. Sometimes I use these too, actually. And the other thing is I buy kind of large lots of watch batteries. So I always have the correct size on hand. Well, I don't always have the correct size on hand, but I really try to keep many, many different sizes of watch batteries. Let me show you what ones I have for now. Here are some of the batteries I have. I buy them in these big lots, and they're not much money either. Now, sometimes the numbers may not match up. This, for example, here's a great example. This is called an AG0, and here it shows you which ones it would actually replace for you. So sometimes if I'm not sure, I may Google search and say what replacement battery works with what. We can read what they are on here. All right, that is that. Let's get moving and change some watch batteries. Here's a pretty Isaac Mizrahi watch. The first thing we look for is, I'm going to look on the back and see if we can find a notch. Sometimes there's a notch, sometimes there isn't. There it is. So I'm going to see if I can carefully wedge this tool underneath, and then I'm going to gently lift it. I might not be able to do it from this angle because my arm is sort of outstretched, but yeah, I can't do it at this angle. Hold on. I just got it. All I did was put that knife under there and lift it gently. So let's see what we're working with. Sometimes they do have this little plastic stuff inside. So let me just gently take this out. Okay. There's our battery. So let's take a look at what the number is. It's an SR626SW. Now it looks like it's actually not seated in there properly. I wonder if that's not why I don't know if that's why it's not working. Let me see. Nope, still not working. Okay. So each watch is a little bit different. We have to take a look at exactly what is holding that in there. And I think I see it. I like using this little tool. This is from an eyeglass repair kit. So let's see. I guess it's this little arm right there, right? So I'm going to very, very gently push this to the side. Everything is done gently. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it just did flip up. Okay. So let me see if I have a replacement. I think I do. I think this is a very common size, actually. I do have a little replacement battery. Now, some people prefer to use the tweezers. I actually prefer to use my thumb. It's sort of a feel thing. So I'm going to very gently, sorry, you probably can't really see what I'm doing, but I just put that in there. It just snapped in. The arm is holding it. Let's see if the watch even works. It does. Okay, great. That's very satisfying. So let me just put the plastic part back in. This goes here, right around the crown. And then we're going to use our press to put this back on. We could just try to snap it in with our fingers. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but for the purpose of this video, let's try using the press on this so we'll get it in there or get it on there nice and snug. This is called a watch press. I got this on Amazon. I can't remember how much money it was. I think less than $20. And it comes with a lot of little plastic parts like this in all kinds of different sizes. There's just kind of a whole stack of them. Some of them are really small. Now, how we want to do it is we want to make sure that this part, is it still working? Yeah, nice. We want to make sure that this part kind of fits in without the crystal being able to be broken, because we are actually going to press this like so. So that's why I've chosen this one that kind of goes around it, if that makes sense. It's kind of a nice snug fit too. So I'm just going to screw this on the bottom. Okay. And then for the top, I want something smaller. Not terribly smaller, but you see how that's just a little bit smaller than that back? So this might be slightly tricky to line up, but let's see what we can do. Oh, let me just put this part on first. What am I thinking? Okay. I'm just going to screw this on here. I think these are both a good fit, I think. Guess, oh, I'm screwing it on wrong too. Righty-tighty, right? Okay. Looks like that's right. Now I have to line this up. See where the notch is? I'm going to make sure that is lined up. I'm just going to move it a little bit so I can see it. Let me just make sure I press it a little bit. Now we're going to press this down. We should hear a click, and I will also be able to feel when it goes into place snugly. I want to be gentle but firm, if that makes sense. There it goes. Did you hear it? Hopefully you did. So now our watch is working and the back is on. Let's see if we can do this one. This is a Marcel Drucker. It's sort of hard to see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the dial because of the reflection and stuff. But there's our back. We'll see where we can find our little notch. It's there. Can you see it? Let me see if I pull this closer to me, if I can get like better sort of traction on it. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get this underneath that little thing and then gently kind of pry it. Yep, I can't do it. Hold on. I was able to get it off with this little screwdriver. I do that sometimes. Okay. Let's see what kind of battery we have. Oh, the same one. Okay. And let's take a look at how the arm is holding that in. I see. It's this little arm right here. So let's just push this over gently, carefully. We don't want to touch any other parts back here, of course. And this should just come right out. There it goes. Okay. I have the new battery right here. So as you can see, I kind of have to wedge it underneath this other thing. Let's see if I can get it going. There, that was easy. It just snapped right into place. Let's see if the watch is working. It is. Okay. Now I want to see if I can possibly just put this, snap this in with my fingers. Let's see if I can do it. Nope, I can't. Okay, let's use our press again. I don't have a bottom that's going to fit this perfectly. But let's see if I can very, very gently snap this down. It's kind of weird too because it has that curved crystal, but let's see if I can get this nice and gentle but firm. There it goes. Did you hear it? Perfect. I really like this watch. It's cool. I wish you could see it better. It is just sort of weird in the lights, but that's a cool watch. I think I have 3 of these too. So after I turn the camera off, I think I'm going to change the batteries on the other ones as well. Let's see what we can do with our Ecclesi watch. There's the little notch. I was able to get it off with this. So we have an SR 626SW. Here's the little arm. Careful not to touch anything else. I'm just going to push this over. And there it goes. Okay. So this has to be kind of wedged underneath this thing first. I'm just going to go by feel. And that's it. Let's see if it works. It does. All right, so let's put the back on. And there's our little notch thing for the crown. Line it up. Snap it in. And we're done. Pretty easy, right? This back is a little bit different. This one doesn't snap off, it screws off. Now, some people use pliers and you kind of put one side there and you put the other side there, and then you screw it. I actually find that to be hard, usually. So I have a tool that does it much, much better. Let me see if I can get a close-up there. Here's the tool. So this is adjustable. I'm going to put one side in one of these little notches and then the other side, this in the other notch. It's completely adjustable, but I did adjust it off camera so that both of these fit in these little grooves. And then I'm able to twist it. I'm just going to twist it enough and then I'll use my hand. A lot of people also use a little rubber ball kind of thing. I usually just am able to do it with my fingers like this. Well, this one doesn't have a battery, and so I can try to figure that out. I can Google search and see how to do that. But the point here was just that this is a different removal of the back. And then to put it on, of course, we just reverse the process and do it with my fingers first. Let me just make sure that's focused in. Yeah, there it goes. And then tighten it the rest of the way with this tool. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's that type. And here's another example of a different type of back. As you can see, this would screw off with a very small screwdriver. We don't need to do it because the procedure will be the same once you get inside of it. And some are tricky, like this one, for example. So you'd have to unscrew these right here to get to it. And this one's kind of tricky too. It has a screw there and a screw there. But once we get back there, it looks like the kind that snaps. The other thing I want to show you how to do is how to get this kind of detached so that we could get to the back of this. Because as you can see right now, we can't. So let's open it. There it goes. And we're going to push this pin out. That's right there. Here's a tool we're going to use to push it out. There it goes. Now we could work on the watch, take this off, and so on. And now let's get it back in. Putting it back together can be a little bit tricky. It is sort of a feel thing. So what I will generally do, I would put that side in and then kind of squeeze this down and get that other part to go in. I actually have a tool for it. The end of the tool looks like this. Sometimes I can just do it with my fingers, but let's see if we can get it. Okay, there it is. I'm just gonna fiddle with it a little bit more. There it goes. Yep. That is that. You kind of get used to doing it too as you do it more. Well, that's it for this time around, everybody. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate you coming to my video today. I hope this helps you out. If you are trying to learn how to replace watch batteries, practice makes perfect, for sure. Maybe start on some really cheapo watches that aren't worth anything and maybe that you didn't pay much money for. You will get better with time. It is kind of a feel thing. I'm going to put some links below so you can check out some stuff on Amazon. You can buy maybe some of these battery packs and some of these tools as well, this press. I don't think anything here was particularly expensive either. All doable. All right? I hope to catch you on the next one, everybody. Have an awesome day. Thanks again for coming. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Cheers.